Hi children, welcome back with Miss Mila. Today we are going to hear a very interesting story. At the end of the story, you can discuss furthermore with your parents. And I have questions also for you. So please have a seat nicely and listen carefully. Later on, if you know the answer, you can tell your parents, okay? Now please have a seat nicely because we are going to start the story. The title of our story for today is Hero of the Mountain. What is the title? Yes, Hero of the Mountain. Written by Parvov. The little fox Boo Boo was very excited. The big contest, Hero of the Mountain, was going to take place the next day. The bravest and most powerful animals and people were going to take part in it. Boo Boo wanted to see the contest and meet the most famous heroes in the world. He carefully studied the map. The contest would take place high on the mountain, on the grounds of the owl magician Boran. Boo Boo was going to have a long trip the next day. That evening, Boo Boo could not fall asleep till late at night. He was looking at the distant peak, dreaming about the contest. He was eager for the morning to come. In the morning, he woke up early, brushed his teeth, and ate his breakfast quickly. He had a long way to go, so he had a good meal. The breakfast prepared by his mom was very delicious. Yummy! Boo Boo promised his mom he would be careful and come back before dark. And then he hurried to the mountain. He passed the meadows, walked around the rocky hills, and suddenly, while crossing the river, he heard someone screaming for help. Help! Help! Boo Boo looked around and saw a beetle who had fallen into the river. The slope of the bank was too steep for the beetle. He couldn't get out of the river, and he was waving its leg and antenna in panic. Boo Boo looked around for a float or a stick, but he could not find anything useful. As time was pressing, Boo Boo sank his tail into the itchy water and cried out the beetle to grab it. In a little while, the beetle was lying on the grass, drying off in the sun. Exhausted but very happy for being rescued, Boo Boo was tired as well, but he had no time for rest. He squeezed his tail, which had become heavy with water, and hurried on the contest. Soon, he saw ahead a little bunny, crying sadly. It had lost one of its gloves and did not know how to find it. Boo Boo was in a hurry to get to the contest, but he decided to help the bunny. He lowered his big, sensitive nose to the ground and began sniffing, searching for the bunny's glove. The bunny followed him with hope. In a little while, Boo Boo found the glove, fallen aside the path. Nothing can hide from a fox's nose. The bunny was very happy and grinning widely, home with its gloves on. Boo Boo hurried to the mountain. While climbing the steep mountain path, Boo Boo met 3 fireman ants carrying a new door for the ants' observation post located high on the mountain. The ants looked for forest fires from there. The door was too heavy and the 3 ants gasped for breath. Boo Boo decided to help them, though he was already late for the contest. He took the heavy door and, together with the ants, carried it up the mountain. Finally, they reached the observation post of the fireman ants and managed together to fix the door in its right place. The ants sat on the ground, tired and satisfied. Boo Boo was also tired, but there was no time to rest. He continued up the path, climbing the peak. When he climbed the peak at last, the contest was over. Broken arrows, targets, and swords were spread all over the peak meadow. But all the heroes had gone. Boo Boo sat sadly on the ground. He so much wanted to see the contest and meet the greatest heroes in the world. But he had missed everything. Suddenly, he heard a flap of wings. He looked up and saw the owl magician bolt a light before him. "Don't be sad, Boo Boo. You did not miss anything so interesting actually. Look, I have something special for you." And the owl gave Boo Boo a crystal. On it was inscribed, "Hero of the Mountain." It was the highest honor award one could receive for the contest. "But why?" asked a very surprised Boo Boo. "I have not done any great heroic deed." "Is there a greater heroic deed than all the small deeds you have done today?" smiled Moran. "You missed the contest you so much wanted to see to help the beetle, the bunny, and the ants. You are the real hero of the mountain." Boo Boo managed to make it back home before dinner and told his parents what had happened. Everybody at home was pleased and very proud of him. After dinner, Boo Boo went to bed tired and satisfied. He needed a good night's sleep. Maybe tomorrow new great deeds and adventures were waiting for him. The end. Wow, isn't it an amazing story, children? Yes, it is. Look at Boo Boo. Even though he's in a hurry, but he's really willing to help others. How about you, children? You can discuss more about this with your parents at home, okay? But before we close, I have questions for you. Do you remember what is the title of the story today? What is it? Great job! Hero of the Mountain. It's the title for the story today. And the last one, do you remember who was helped by Boo Boo? Who are they? What is it? I cannot hear your voice. Louder, please. Little Beetle, and who else? Bunny and the ants. Great job, children. It means you really listen carefully to the story. This story is very interesting because Boo Boo's willing to help others even though he's in hurry. He really put others first than himself. How about you, children? Let's discuss furthermore with your parents at home, and you can try to help your family members first at home, okay? So this all for today, children. We are going to listen again to another story later on. See you in another activity. Bye-bye.